Son of a
glitch.
Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Man, Nathan Drake is one adventurous guy, and in search of treasure there's tons of glitches to be found. Like this floating thing that Nate does in this area of chapter 3, where just quickly jumping from ledge to ledge makes him float in a T-pose across the chasm. Pretty sure that's not right. In chapter 4, I somehow managed to get Nate's feet to become completely disjointed with the rest of his body. Now that's definitely not right. This is caused by jumping at this rock and landing as if to climb it, which somehow confuses Nate's animation and messes with his physics too, snapping Nate to ledges and putting him up in the air or below the ground. It's possible the game is confused as to whether Nate is in the water or running on solid ground. It doesn't affect anything, it just looks funny, especially when he runs. Yeah, I think somebody needs to call the Exorcist. Jumping at this gun turret in the right way makes Nate do this falling animation, which kinda looks like he's showing us some moves. But also it can kill you. Yeah, that's not so good. Driving the jet ski at the corner of this waterfall makes you go beneath the lake. Is it a jet ski or a submarine? You decide. Also, something funny happens if you use a grenade near an action prompt, die and then press triangle at the right time. Like here, if we use the zipline, we die, but our gun somehow makes it across to the other side. At the beginning of chapter 5, you can do this awesome launch using the rope. It's a tricky glitch to get consistently, but mashing the jump button and holding down on the control stick or rotating the control stick can send you straight up the wall and sometimes into this cutscene. Or it can send you to your death by launching you over the map, which is fun to see, but not very useful. Or sometimes you can get a launch like this that lands you into the courtyard. Nicely done. Something else that's really cool is this glitch called a sky launch, which can be used to skip major sections. This glitch can be used to skip the puzzle at the beginning of chapter 2 or get to later sections of chapter 5, like this shootout, which everybody can remember is really annoying. Sky launches help break the game in so many ways, but there is one glitch in this game so amazing it breaks the game to pieces. By holding L1 to aim your weapon, moving left on the control stick against a wall and pointing the camera down, slowly mash L1 and Nate should begin clipping into a wall. This glitch can be used to break the game and speed through every major area. There's a puzzle you don't want to solve? Glitch through the wall. Sully's too slow on the chains? No problem, glitch through the wall. Elena won't leave you alone? You see that wall there? Of course, doing this skips some triggers for the game, like the barrel you shoot in this room to get across doesn't appear. But if you clip through this wall and turn around, once you get the area back on screen, you can actually cross a small part of the floor by slowly walking across it using L2. Be careful not to fall here, as you'll soft lock the game and you'll also have to reload a checkpoint quite a way back. Once you're on the other side, the next room can be bypassed by clipping through this wall and falling down to the water below and then simply swimming back in bounds. This aim clipping glitch can be used in a variety of ways to create shortcuts and land in areas that haven't even loaded yet. At this submarine, if you go over to these rocks and then aim clip into a small area to the left of them, you can load an area inside the submarine and then restart checkpoint and you'll arrive inside it. Aim clipping is easily the most crazy fun glitch I've ever seen in a modern game. In chapter 4, if you aim clip through walls instead of gates, you skip triggers for enemies, meaning you won't be stuck in long shootouts if you don't feel like it. You can really be stealthy here by aim clipping through these rocks and then just walking around along the hill. You know, just casually minding your own business. Doing stuff like this plays havoc on the game's set lighting, as here it has to adjust to catch up. It's not only the lighting that doesn't keep up, the fortress at the beginning of chapter 5 hasn't even loaded yet. You can climb the wall once the collision loads, but the actual model loads in after it. If you use the rope launch glitch from earlier, you'll find that nothing is loaded properly in the courtyard, but that's okay, you can just glitch through the gate. Some areas like this require you to hit certain triggers to correctly load the area. Like here, once you blow up the gun turret, you need to go past it to load the flooded room correctly, and then you can just aim clip through the wall. This gate has to be clipped through once and then back again to use the crank and then move on to the next room properly. Not doing this means you won't be able to use the next set of cranks to flood the room. You don't just have to use aim clipping to clip through gates and walls to enter other rooms, sometimes you can use it to get out of bounds and go around the outside of an area like here in chapter 8, which if you go along the edges you can reach the jet ski early. Obviously, being able to get out of bounds and go around the outside of certain areas creates massive skipping potential. Like here, we can use the water's edge as a jumping point to get into a room that hasn't even loaded yet. No gate is safe with aim clipping, but some gates shouldn't be gone through normally if you want to avoid spawning enemies like this one. Going through the gate with clipping still spawns all the enemies in the next room, so to avoid this we can use an older glitch. Here, if we keep moving the control stick from up left to up right, back and forth in a rhythm, we can get Nate to clip through this crank and through the wall. Once on the other side, there won't be any enemies and we can drop down and clip through even more gates. Be careful though, as it's possible to fall through a gap between the walls. In some cases you can clip through walls to skip cutscenes that load enemies, like here in chapter 13, clipping and jumping into this area makes for a safe entrance into this section. Here we can clip through a wall and grab the other side, and then wait for a wall off screen to load that allows us to drop to the floor below, otherwise you'll fall into a void. And sometimes you might need to jump across a gap after clipping through a wall to avoid dying, and because you're skipping a lot of checkpoints you'll be put back a long way. I love this clip at the start of chapter 18, you go through the gate and then jump onto the ladder and bam, you're in chapter 20. And then of course you can skip the shootout and then glitch through these doors, and then you can even glitch through the table and fall down the hole. Not even the final chapter is safe, you can just glitch through the containers and then bolt through the gunfight and get to Navarro. Nothing is sacred now in this game, and thus it is probably one of the most broken games in modern history. And so there you have it guys, aim clipping and a few other cool glitches you can try. Enjoy! And if you like this episode, hit that like button, share it with everyone you know and love, but most importantly, please subscribe if you want to see more from the series. Head over to the Facebook page for the show, I post updates and sneak peeks to upcoming episodes and keep you guys in the know about all things Son of a Glitch. Or you guys can follow me on Twitter and keep updated that way. Also, I stream on Twitch whilst making episodes, so you guys should check me out there too, you know, if you want to.